So this is the 2015 BMW R90, and well, just look at it. It's probably one of the coolest motorcycles to come from BMW in a long time. I mean, BMW's always been about technology, going fast, doing everything to the utmost with traction control and ABS and all this technical wizardry. And this is kind of a little bit different than that. Yeah, it's a boxer motor, but on top of it is this really cool, not quite retro-ish design. I would call it like probably like a modern classic design, I guess. I gotta be honest, I'm kind of taken in by it too. I mean, it's a cool looking bike. You know, these black wheels with spokes, this hand finished aluminum tank. I mean, this brushed part right here is hand brushed, you know, and then they leave that just clear coated so you can see it. You know, it doesn't have a techie tail lever front end on it. It's got, you know, basically regular forks. It's got a single round headlight, not some squinty looking weird thing. It's just, it's a pretty neat bike, and we've been wanting to ride it for a long time, and so that's what we're gonna go do. I really like this bike. It's easy to ride, it feels really light. It's got all the torque in the world, you know, just like a GS 1200 does. It's just real grunty. Runs out of steam on the top end a little bit, but you don't need it. This bike's more about just kind of feeling light, having fun, and it suits that purpose, I think, perfectly. For me, the suspension's maybe a little bit soft when you really start, you know, screwing around on it and pushing it through the corners. Front fork's a little soft, the rear end hops around a little bit, but we added a little bit of preload in the rear, and you just turn that really nice aluminum knob down there in front of the rear tire and crank it to preload a little bit, got it up on its nose a little more. Brake-wise, doesn't quite have as much initial bite or feel as I'd want. The lever kind of moves a little bit, and then it finally gets into the meat of it. But for cruising and not pushing it hard, it works really well. So like the exhaust on this thing is a Akrapovic, you know, stock. Sounds really cool. It's not too loud, you know, it's within legal limits, but it's got a nice tone to it and a nice rumble. And it kind of adds to the character of this thing. The thing about this bike is when I'm riding it, it's just fun. It's just a fun motorcycle, and that's the only way to really put it. It's not fast. It's not super good at handling. It's not even necessarily super comfortable. I mean, it's pretty comfortable until you really start pounding out the miles on it. Then, you know, the little flat seat kind of gets a little painful, but as a whole, it's a cool bike. Riding it the whole time too, I'm just sitting there just kind of daydreaming about what I would do if this was my bike. You know, you can change stuff up from the factory really easily in the rear end of this thing to give it a kind of a different look. This area right back here, 6 bolts, and you can take the passenger pegs off. You can drop the rear seat, make it a single-seater. There's all these options that are actually really easy to do and change right away. And then from there, I mean, there's a host of parts already from BMW. I think that's more what this bike is really about, is kind of getting back to a simple motorcycle that's fun to ride and just enjoying it for what it is, a cool looking machine that puts a smile on your face every time you fire it up.